Hello, it's Nikki. Welcome to episode 4, which accompanies the workshop 10 ways you can welcome your ideal clients without being a sleazy pants. I have a question for you today, which is what could you do or what would you do if you woke up to sales every single day? This is completely possible for you. We're not limited to a Friday. We're not limited to the first day of the month. We're not limited to 9 to 5 hours. Honestly, because we have the internet and you have an online shop and you presumably have things to sell, you can wake up at any point or go into a meeting and come out and see a notification on your phone. What I want to remind you of is you are not limited to physical spaces. You do not have to be one-to-one or in a group or in a live setting in order to make money. You are not limited to geography. You can welcome in sales from around the world. You can also help and impact and incredibly and brilliantly help to transform somebody without being with the person, without actually being there side by side doing this work. Equally, you can give people what they want when they want it. So just going back to the previous situation, I want you to think before you go, but that wouldn't work for my business. I want you to think about all the books that you've read over the years. I imagine very few have been read to you side by side by the author. You know, somebody coming in and every day going, I've written this book and I'm on my book tour, but I wanted to come to your house for the next 7 nights and read it to you. We get that sense sometimes with audio. I love that sense when the author actually reads the book, but that's not the case in most people's lives. And so what we can do if we want to create those everyday sales is to create things that are going to work and impact and create brilliance without us being there. When I think back to growing up, I grew up in a village, and I always say this, I always felt like I was waiting for a lift. There were a couple of shops in the village, but the stuff that I wanted or the stuff where I wanted or the things I wanted to do were outside of that. And sometimes I would find a way on a Saturday to go into town with my mum, for example. And it was that thing of maybe like being a teenager, like 12, 13, before I started buying my own clothes, of, oh, well, if I pop into Topshop and I show my mum something and she's with me, and it's not too expensive and I'm going to get use out of it, like she might buy it. And so, but that would only happen on a Saturday. That wouldn't happen, you know, walking like we can right now onto our high street or pressing a button and it coming via the internet tomorrow. Equally, there was a great, and I think it's still there, shopping centre called Meadowhall in Sheffield. Now, that was probably a 45-minute journey in the car from ours. And if we were going to Meadowhall, whoa, then we meant business. Like we were going for uniforms, we were going for shoes, or if we're going on a holiday, or that moment where I now know it as a parent where sometimes my kids will walk down the stairs and I go, wow, like you've grown so much and none of your clothes seem to fit. Like we need to go shopping. I need to get you some new bits and bobs. But most people are now no longer shopping in that way. Most people are shopping online or they're going into their local town centre and they're getting what they want when they need it. And we have to remember this in a world where everything is really negative about money, nobody's spending, cost of living crisis. All these things are absolutely real and true. And people are spending all the time. People are spending 24/7. When I look out my window at Christmas time of the number of delivery vans that are blocking up our street, which absolutely should be a one-way street, but that's another story for another time. I mean, that is the story. But they are blocking because they are delivering parcels and parcels and parcels. You could have that in your small business. You could, in your personal brand, in your freelance career, you could wake up in the morning and have made more money than you thought was possible. Because if you build an audience, if you have a great engaged community, you can send a newsletter out the night before and wake up in the morning and have inquiries, people who have bought your thing, tickets have been sold to your event, whatever it might be. And so what I want you to do is to open up yourself to the possibility of sales again. Because I know that when sales have been slow within a business, within a personal brand, you can easily get in your head, I'm never going to work again. Maybe I've sold to everybody I can. People are not buying right now. What if it's not the right thing? I'm probably too expensive. Somebody else has come onto the scene and now they like them more than me. Whatever the thing is, come back to this. People are not limited to physical spaces. People are not limited to geography. Some people want your help without being in person. Also, when I had kids that didn't sleep through the night and they were tiny, it would be so much pressure to go to a physical space to do one-on-one with somebody, because it was like, what if we had a terrible night? And we probably did. How is the childcare going to work? How is feeding my kids going to work? What if I was running, like all of this anxiety stuff. However, what I did find brilliant was, let me just buy the course and then I can do it in 10-minute incremental moments here, there and everywhere and get the results. Yes, it might take me longer than an hour. However, that would be my way to get on that path. So when it comes to your ideal clients, really meet them where they are at. Pay attention to what they need and want. Pay attention to what's going on for them. And remember, there is a whole module on your ideal clients inside your digital disco. There's 20% off at the moment. So if you add magic as the promo code at checkout, you can save 20%. I will leave the details below. Also, don't forget to subscribe to this playlist, and then you'll be notified when a brand new episode goes live. Lots of love. I'll see you next time.